Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome to the Rage Traders Nrl Supercoach YouTube video today. And boy, oh boy, I'm a happy man. A tired man because of my newborn, but a happy man indeed. 1190 for me in a week where I didn't have Ponga, Cleary, had Dewey, and Watson out. Thinking I would go down in rank, I've now broken the top 1,000, ladies and gentlemen. Top 1,000 I am in, and we are sitting at 798. So I go up 2,694. Oh, sorry. I go up 2,694 in the round 4 rank, but I go up 1,401 spots. My total score, 5,009. Very happy with where I'm sitting at. 13,624,800 is my team value at the moment, which I'm not too worried about, to be honest with you. Some people posting anywhere between 13.5 to close to 14 million. That is what it is. I'm chasing points, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Here is my beautiful team. P-Mam, Centre Smith. I don't have Starling. I kind of like didn't anti-pot him, just didn't need him. I did go Watson over Starling, then cop the HIA, so that's a bit unfortunate. That is what it is. But that's been my most major hiccup. I did trade in for Tamale, I think 1 to 2 rounds ago. Very happy with that. And the sore point was obviously my fullbacks this week. I expected, I said it in our group, I expect Guthrie to go 40 to 50. I wasn't paying him for the Storm game. It was raining. I was just getting him in because he had a higher negative break even than Pap. And if Pap did have a bad game, at least I was sitting with someone with a better negative break even, and I could still reach out and grab Pap if needed. I'm still a bit worried about Pap, especially not goal kicking. And having 77, they come against Manly this week, so maybe we can just void Pap, look at him next week, and then go from there into the better draw. Or maybe Pap is just a bit of a bait. He had a great start. Maybe there's less points in him, but I wouldn't say he's a bit of a bait. Maybe that's a wrong thing to say. But I can see also why people are going this Campbell route, because then you can shift into fullback if things go sour again. That's a very good play. So I do have Metcalf and Galvin as my 258s. I'm very happy with that. My likely play this week is I will be trading out Metcalf just because he gets a 54 with a try and he's a goal kicker. So I'm kind of not seeing enough. They have a bye, then they have the Storm. Very, very dangerous. And I really want to start looking at like Munster. I'm trying to start looking at like getting a bit of cash in, but also getting in players that I think I could see their names at the end of the season still be there. This is your Munsters. This is not people like Naf White. We don't expect them, but Angus Crichton, someone like that, you could possibly see them have a good draw and a good run and be like, this is a time I could grab them. Roosters actually do have quite an interesting draw, but at the moment, I'm very happy with my team. I'm looking at going like I don't know if I'm going to boost again. I don't think that will be the play. Still have 3 boosts left, but I want to just weigh that up. But if I do, I think my 2 biggest sore points at the moment, Watson's obviously going to come in because he's back this week, and so is Cleary, which is great. So I have the Cleary-Hines combo. So I don't have to stress about people that are wanting to get Cleary now, because this game against the Cowboys, boy, oh boy, are we putting the C on him here. So Metcalf, Dewey can come up. He should play this week. If Dewey doesn't play this week, what I will do is Metcalf, Dewey out, Munster in, or just someone in here to plug them in. Jenkins in. Jenkins will definitely come in here for me, and basically swing Ponga in and go from there. So that is going to be my play. Or I could just literally, if I wanted to, take Iongi out, get another cash cow that I think is a bit better. I think that's a waste of a trade, so I'm not going to do that. But very happy. I think a lot of the high-ranked teams will have this type of FRF, 2RF setup. I did have May as the captain, and that's why I sort of just balanced out this week with my score. Tino, I'm very happy with my Katoa start just because he's just plugging away. He didn't get the try. He would have got about 90, 95, 100 points if he did. He's just doing work. And with their draw coming up, it's something that people aren't going to go out of their way to get and trade in. So I'm just really happy he's there. He's been very consistent, which is awesome. So Haas, May, Katoa, Tino, Watson with Horsburgh, Nicholson, and Hubner on the bench, and then Gulna and Valepu. Valepu was someone I started that I was like, surely Storm get some type of forward issue. I banked on that, and I also did have like a VC option or loophole option, but that is what it is. And then I've got so much cash gen going on in the CTW. I held on to Purdue, very happy with that. I got Tamale in, happy with that. Started with Shibasaki. Arthur's I will be holding on to, because even if he does score a 40, I'd rather, if he scores a 40, he scores a 40, I sell him next week. But against the West Tigers at Suncorp, this guy could pull off the easiest hat trick of your life. And what I'm seeing a lot of is we're trading people that end up going off. So Purdue, people have traded, gone off. People traded out Preston, then drops like a 125 or something like that. People dropped out Seyfarth, including myself. He then drops like a 60 and a 75. So are we overselling? Are we rage selling too quickly? I think we're doing the same on Arthur's. It's very, very interesting to see that 5,000 people really have traded out Arthur's. They must be super desperate for cash. Metcalf, understandable. Iongi, I don't understand. Dewey, dependent on team list, I assume. Just a hamstring injury. They come against Broncos. Maybe that's why people are a bit scared. Maybe he's done what he's done, but surely he gets over a 22. I mean, Broncos are still giving up points, guys. So he's going to get some kicks here. Even if he gets like, I understand, even if he gets like a 35, 40, you're still going to make cash. And the name of the game at this time is cash. And Toya, again, maybe Billy Smith comes in. We don't know what's to go there. Very interesting trade-ins. Jenkins being the top, understandable. But these next four, you've got Pap, Campbell, Mitchell, and Munster. Boy, oh boy, could things go wrong here. Pap against Manly, watch out for that. I think Manly are going to be very, very concentrated on closing Pap down on these like sweep plays and just the backline plays that they do when they're setting up. I think that's going to be a big focus for Manly, so watch out for that. And it's also a bit of a grudge match. We always know the Manly-Melbourne matches. They've been very intense, very grindy matches, and very like sort of just in your face, forward heavy. So it'd be very interesting to see what goes on there. Campbell versus the Dolphins on a 39 break even. If he has a big game here, it just might be very, very hard to get to him. I'm very curious to see what happens here. Is Campbell the player that people could miss out on or be like the Tedesco of last season? Don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Latrell Mitchell. A lot of people going turbo to Latrell. Understandable. Boy, oh boy, can this be a risk? Yes, they are up against the Sydney Roosters. Again, this is a huge grudge rivalry match, so could Mitchell start off slow? Easily. You with Watson back, you don't know what could happen here. So, look, he is good under the pressure, even when Souths are performing poorly. That is completely fine. So you're most really safe from the pick. Watch out for the weather as well. I think that will impact this game highly if it is wet. But if it's wet, I'm not touching Latrell. I'm waiting. I'm watching. If it's dry, if it's a good day, I would say plug him in. Cameron Munster, an unfortunate last round of 57. Not too bad, though. I feel like with the draw they have coming up after Manly, this guy could easily be averaging 80 plus. I'd be watching out for him. Is the time to get him now and you just take the Manly score, whatever it is, and go from there? Maybe that's the play, just so you're safe with him, especially with Metcalf. You know, like they're versing the Warriors. After this, you definitely expect some points there. And I think this is why a lot of people are going the Storm route with, you know, your Pappy, your Munster, your Katoa. I mean, if I get Pappy and Munster, I've got 3 Storm players. Kind of gets a bit scary in that scenario. But I mean, if they pop off and start scoring 30, 40 points per week against these average teams, you're going to be laughing to the bank. So keep watch on there. Iongi, I just want to speak about Iongi. I mean, he just is making money. That's the name of the game. We're only in round 5, guys. We're only in round 5. It's not round 20 and you have to get rid of these cash gens. This is what they're here for. People trading someone out on 6 points, that's a fullback, I think is absolutely ridiculous to see this. They're versing St. George, who can give away a lot of penalties, who can leak a lot of points still. They are a better team, but boy, oh boy, I would not be going out of your way to trade Arnold. Surely you have much more pressing issues to do. So that's what I'm looking at. My vice captain, because I want to go into Cleary as my captain, leaves me with Canberra and Sharks only as my option. So I'm forced to most probably go Tamale or Nicholson or Horsburgh, and I'm most probably leaning to Tamale, but I'm very happy with the Cleary pick, to be honest with you. It feels right. I mean, anything can go wrong, but I mean, you just gotta do what the right choice is and take whatever happens. It's unfortunate that people captained in. He got 2 points. It is what it is. Your other captain's picks this week, I think, guys, just to touch on that before we go through the week, I'd be looking. I wouldn't really. I mean, you can vice captain Hines if you want. I'm still not sold on Hines. I think if he has an average game this week, a lot of people are going to be trading him out. That's just me, though. Cleary is your obvious captain choice here against the North Queensland Cowboys, who leak a ton of points, especially against halves. South and Sydney, if you're brave enough, you can go vice captain Cleary into Latrell, into Teddy captains. I think that is very viable. Just watch how it goes and watch the weather. Para St. George, another great captain choice, is going to be Gutherson. I'm very, very tempted to go Cleary vice captain into Gutherson captain. I think this is going to be a very high points game. Para obviously not doing para things, or maybe they are doing para things and they just absolutely suck. So Gold Coast versus Dolphins, you've got Jaden Campbell as a captain pick here. I wouldn't be touching anyone from Dolphins. Broncos versus West Tigers. If you still have Walsh or you're bringing him in, big captain pick here. Definitely Payne Haas, I would say, over Terrell May in this one, but I'd be leaning more into Walsh. Manly versus Melbourne. I wouldn't go anywhere near here, especially with the turbo injury. But yeah, Bulldogs, Newcastle. If you have balls of steel, you can go Ponga or Preston if you want. I think Preston is in a little groove, and I really like him on the left side. So that would be my picks. But number one for me this week is Cleary going into Gutherson, and then I would be venturing into most probably, I'm not touching Ponga, but maybe Jaden Campbell. That would be my 3. Cleary, Gutherson, Campbell. So do with that information as you wish. All right, let's talk about the week that was. Now, I don't want to go too heavy into the week and sit here for 50 minutes with you guys and go through every game, because I'm sure, 1, you've already watched videos about it, and 2, I just want to give you points that really matter. So I'm going to be really fast with these, but Rabbitohs versus Panthers. Big win from the Rabbits. Very poor game from the Panthers. The only one you're really concerned with here is Jenkins. He is going to be the most traded in this week. I will be getting him in. To'o with the injury, so the hamstring, I think he's out for a month. Lindsay Smith. The only unfortunate thing with Lindsay Smith is he's just in a position where it has been performing so well. So your Terrell May, your Payne Haas, man, it's just unfortunate that this guy doesn't have like a dual position or something, because he's been performing well in a team that's been a bit up and down. Jai Gray's been a great player. Kaloma Tungi, great score. Maybe just put him on the watch list if I was you, especially with their draw that's coming up. Souths are kind of getting out of their tough draw and coming into a bit of a better draw, but I still think they need a bit more time. Nothing else left here with the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Mama Mazelis is just doing Mama Mazelis things. I think if you haven't got him yet, you've just missed the boat, so don't go there. Roosters Titans, man, Naf White, let me just speak about him first. Kind of wish I started with him now, but it was just so up in the air. My big watch list after this is Teddy and Crichton. I really, really think that there's going to be a lot of value here. After this grudge match, I'm really, really interested on, I'm just going to show you quickly. If we go to draw, oh, that is not the draw. I'm just going to go to draw here. So they've got South, and then they have Broncos. Now, where I'm going to be looking at getting the Roosters is after the Panthers. So we're going Roosters into Dragons. So this is round 8. Roosters into Dolphins. And then you've got Roosters into a bye. Never mind. That is not happening at all. That's unfortunate because I do like the Roosters players. If they have a wild game against Souths, you could try and bite the bullet. I mean, Panthers are leaking points. If that you can get some good points from Roosters in these next 2 games, going into those next 2 into the bye, then that's warranted. Do you take the risk? Maybe if you're really behind. I just don't like that bye. I didn't know that was coming. That's a bit unfortunate. But with Latrell back, do you venture into Teddy? Most probably not. Break even 124. He's going to start getting really cheap. So yeah, watch out for that. Dolphins versus Broncos. As I've said before, don't touch anyone from the Dolphins. Herbie Farnsworth, I wish he was in a better team because they're just not performing. Finafuiaki just not doing much, and he was like the one watch. I said maybe the biggest watch or player from here that was going to make you money was Katoa. But yeah, don't focus on anything here. Shibasaki with a 116. Boy, oh boy. Is it too late to get him? Maybe not. Minus 50. I'd say get him right now. If you are going to get him, this is when you get him. At least you're going to get the cash gen. At least you're going to be selling when majority of people are selling. Haas with the 82, another must-have. Ricky with the 72, spoke about him in my pods video. Very, very good to see. Katoni Staggs is a little pod for me. I think he could just do some work here. Now, here's CTW, 514,000. Just watch out for what this guy can do because when he's on a night, he will score, he will line break, he will do what he needs to do. He is, in my opinion, he's a great defender. I don't know, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but do you think Staggs is an awesome defender as well? He absolutely locked up Herbie Farnsworth. Like, it was insane to see what he was doing in the wet. Pake's great if you started with him. Carrigan a bit, like as in, I think this is what we just expect from him. Goz with the 59, nice to see. Reece Walsh, do you hold? If you've held now, just hold. If you've held now, just hold. You're in the hole. You know, just try and hope that he digs out of it. The best thing I can say to you right now is that Reece Walsh cannot get any worse than what he has been. And for him to plug out a 56, you're very happy with that. So leave him there. Jensen with the 50 and nothing much else to report here. Unfortunately, this game, Reynolds with a 27. So if you did buy Reynolds, boy, thank God for that break even because there was nothing much else to talk about there with that score. Dragons versus Storm. So Dragons, this is why I really like Dragons. I think they have a really, really good position to make points. Tupolotu, 32 with that minus break even hurts a lot. You maybe expected a bit more of base here. The weather didn't help as well. Who I'm really very interested in is Valentine Holmes with a break even of 116. I'm not looking at it yet, but against Para, if he scores over 115 this week, I will not be surprised. If he scores over his break even 116, I will not be surprised. Boy, is Little amazing. Because if this guy was an 80-minute hooker, I think he would be the best hooker in the competition now for Supercoach. He's absolutely incredible. Gutherson, 47. Look, not that great when you're talking about a Pap that goes 65, but I did say it. I expected them to score a bit more similar. Pap gets a try, Gutherson gets a try assist, so that's where your sort of difference in points is. And I just like Gutherson more because he had the higher negative break even. So it's interesting to see where we go here. I don't think I'm going for Pap this week because of the Manly game, Will I regret it? I don't know. 77 break even is something you want to just look out for and just maybe evaluate a bit more. I love Munster's involvement though with the team. It looks like he's just the controller, the captain of the ship, and that's the same as Gutherson, and that's why I went the Gutherson route, because I really like their draw. I like what he's doing, and now this win is absolutely huge for them. This is a big morale boost. Anyone else to talk about in St. George? No, I don't know how Ilias scores only a 15. But it is what it is. Nothing else here. Wishart, not really anything you could look out for here. No, that's fine. Harry Grant with a 70, good to see though. But he did get strapped up. I think it's a knee injury. Just watch out for that. Get some news on that. But nothing else here for the Dragonstorm game. Cowboys, Raiders, my boys get up. Boy, have Raiders just gone back to earth a bit. Tamale with a 78. Is it too late to get Tamale? Most probably not. He's still at 8 break even. You can still match the competition. The only thing you're losing is the points that you've lost out on from what he's been scoring. But the thing you need to think of is when you trade in these players now, you're in the same spot as everyone else as when they're going to trade it out. So you're still going to get what you're selling them for and what everyone else is selling them for. So the only thing you've lost out is you're really buying them at a higher price, and you're going to be basically selling them at the same time as everyone else is. So, Tamale still a definite easy buy. Horsburgh with a 65 is absolutely huge. Tapane? I always pronounce this guy's name wrong. Apologies. But gets a 92 with a try. So I wouldn't still go into that. But boy, have the front row forwards been doing an immaculate job. Clifford with a 99. Don't read into that. Dearden with a 97. Yeah, yep, against the Raiders scoring 30 points. Most will expect that. Drinkwater's been a bit under par. Bateman a 75. Cool. I just don't expect all these scores continuing. Purdue with a 51. Great to see. I think it was about 5 times this game he was on a thread of just breaking the line, and he just got jersey grabbed and they somehow tackled him, but he seems to be getting into stride. I think if you don't have Purdue, you're getting kind of scared now because he could make some serious cash. I can't believe I mentioned in a video at the start that I was thinking about starting Cohen Hess. He was awful. Starling 44, so you can kind of see him creeping back to where he should be. But with a break even of 53, are you looking at trading him now? Possibly. But yeah, that is completely up to you. Nothing really else here. Chris with a 27, pretty bad. Strange 37. For the amount of the way he runs the ball, it's incredible that his Supercoach score isn't higher. Hudson Young 42, very, very average there as well. Next game, we're going to the Sharks and the Bulldogs. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. If you were a Preston seller, my condolences, because this is something that is going to scare you. The only thing that is lucky is that they're going into a bye, but they do have the Knights where he could absolutely tear up on the left side. Oh my goodness. So watch out for that. McGuinness with an 82. AFB is just plugging away, 78. You love to see that. I wouldn't worry about Zeri too much. Crichton, a nice 64, but I don't think he's a Supercoach player in my opinion. Nothing really much else in the Bulldogs besides Preston, to be honest with you guys. I wouldn't really say anything else. You're really getting hit hard if you did start with if you did just get baited by the Tupanua and sort of some players from Bulldogs. I don't think they're a massive Supercoach team, but Preston and Zeri together look really, really good. Is it Bronson Cherry or Zeri? I'm just going to say Zeri. For the Sharks, who got absolutely pounded this game, Stone Street, you're most probably looking at moving him on now if you still have him. They're just not high in the Supercoach scores some games. It's really weird. Hines with the 60. He sits at a 65 break even. Is Hines just going to be this guy that sits at 60 to 70 and we're like, cool, that's just all you're doing and we're happy with it? wait and see on that one because I don't know what else I can do there because he's in my team. But yeah, nothing really much else here. Mulatalo with a 44, Brayley with a 44, nothing crazy. Iro with a 61, but I think he missed out I'd say the most impressive player has been Iro for me on the Sharks and Nikora, the lines he runs. But man, unfortunate for Iro. If you're an Iro holder, I'm actually not 100% sure what happened here, but I just like this guy as a player. He's really, really good. Sea Eagles versus the Eels. Yeah, I mean, if you're the coach of the Eels, you're just thinking what the actual F is going on here. If you're Zach Lomax, you're most probably saying to yourself, did I leave the Dragons to win more? Because that ain't happening. Yeah, geez, what a wild game. What we expected, turbo trauma, turbo drama. He gets an MCL if you held on to Turbo. I was telling people, don't do it. If he's injured, he's going to be injured. But, I mean, people are going to say it's a different injury. But, geez, he just did not look good. Get rid of him now straight away. Garrick is 61. You're most probably unhappy with that if you have Garrick like myself. But it is what it is, right? I mean, now that Turbo's gone, Garrick becomes a bit more viable because he plays. I think it feels like they go to the right a bit more and he has better stats without Turbo. But they do have Melbourne, so we'll see how that plays. His break even isn't crazy, 23. So yeah, nothing crazy there. Ola Kawatu, I guess you're happy with that. I think his stats also go up without Turbo, so you're definitely holding him. I wouldn't be getting rid of him. He's at a 60 break even. Don't worry about that. Hopewadi is going to go to fullback now. This could be a big watch here. Just with their draw, that's all I'd be scared about. And on the Eels, really nothing else much. I started with Hopgood. Best thing I did was get rid of him for Haas and do some dual movements there. Dylan Brown, 56, but still really not good enough. The fact that Dylan Brown gets 56 in games like this is really nice to see. Maybe when they have a bit of a friendlier draw, you could look at that. But, I mean, the draw hasn't been that bad. Guymer played. Okay, well, I traded him out. I don't care. He trash. Iongi, he's actually not trash. He just doesn't get enough minutes. But maybe I'll regret that trade. Iongi, still hold on to him. I wouldn't be looking at any much here. And the last game of the week, Tigers versus Warriors, the best game of the week in my opinion. It was absolutely amazing to watch. Seyfarth with an 81. Jesus, that hurts because I did trade him out. It doesn't hurt because I traded him out to make moves for Haas, and then I captained Haas. So I'm not mad at that. I still think I gained points, but I'm not. It's annoying when you trade out a player and they start doing good. It's like they know that you've traded them out and they're like, you know what? F you. Terrell May, 92. He was my captain for the week. Galvin's just doing Galvin work. I really like it. I think a lot of people were put off by Luai coming. So they're like, well, how's Galvin going to work? And it's kind of been the opposite to the Trendall-Hines situation. Galvin is still like kind of in control. It feels like that Luai is like the verbal leader, but Galvin is just leading in terms of still getting a lot of ball control, a lot of kicking, so it's really good to see. Unfortunate for Luai, I think if you've got, for some reason, if you still have Luai, get rid of him right now. He's a must trade. Nothing really much here. I do like Toa. I think on the team when I watch him, he actually is just such a good player. The problem is now with their draw, it gets a bit harder. I don't know if you can go into him with all the CTW cash that we have making at the moment. I don't think he's like a must-have. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but this guy's a great player. Aaron Clark with a 65 now after the departure of Dylan Walker. You're getting happy about this. I think you're just holding, you're plugging, you're waiting. 20 break even, great to see. Egan's been great on this team. Boy, he's you can't really go up to him, break even at 47, but if you've held on to him, congratulations to you. Barnett has been underwhelming, in my opinion, just really not doing well. Tuapiki with the 37. He had a 24-25 break even, but I traded him so I could get Gutherson in because I was trying to get my fullback stronger. I don't regret it at all because I was actually thinking, man, he could go 60-70 against the the West Tigers, but with a 26-point scoring and him only getting 37 as a winger, I'm actually very happy with that. Harris Tavita has been someone that if you actually got in, you're quite happy with that. 439,000. 27 break even, but they do have Storm, the bye then Storm, so that's a bit rough. But you know what? Warriors actually always seem to play good against the Storm, generally at home, but I've always considered Warriors to have good games against the Storm. But that is your recap for round 4. Going into round 5, guys, obviously we're dependent on team lists. We're dependent on weather as well, a big one for your trades. Let me know in the comments below what you're thinking of doing trades wise, what you're just unhappy with at the moment. If you have any questions, whatever, I'm happy to answer them. Look, I'm not the go-to guy. I'm not the best in the world, but I'm doing good. This is my second year in Supercoach, and this year I can finally knuckle down because I understand all or 99% of the rules and how it works. So I'm really happy with that. And I came over from NRL Fantasy that I played for one season, didn't really like it. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think. Again, apologies for last week because I have a newborn. Things are just crazy at the moment. So I'm trying to get videos out for you. I think I still might do a pods video for you because I think because of the 2RF and FRF situation, pods in like the CTW fullback area, just more like the CTW area, could be really, really crazy. But yeah, very happy with where I'm at. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos that'll be on the way. Show your support, comment below. Love you all. Thank you so much. Take care. Good luck with your teams, and I'll be happy to help anyone if you need it. Good luck.